Catus Maximus here, this time with the DeWalt DCE 530 20 volt battery operated heat gun. As the name suggests, it's like a very hot, very low airflow hair dryer. It does destroy batteries. I figured testing it out, might as well use the weakest of all the batteries, the 1.5 amp hour. This is even like this is a pretty old battery from 2019. Picked this up at a garage sale, and not for a bad price. It was like 15 bucks. It was less than 20 bucks. But I got a couple other items, so I ended up spending 20. So that's a couple Blu-rays in this, so I'm marking it down as around 15 bucks. Still the same model. There is no brushless version because it moves such a small amount of air and has such a small motor. That's on high, and that's on low. So anyway, since it is a heater being powered by batteries, it soaks batteries up pretty fast. Why these things are useful is more than just actually heat shrink tubing and electrical and electronic applications. These things are handy for carpentry and plumbers for like PEX, the plastic tubing used for plumbing and residential construction. Peeling stickers, if you need to peel bumper stickers off of vehicles. Softening PVC pipe and other plastic brackets and hardware just to get them to flex for ease of installation. And this general situation for softening things up to help them with compliance. Another trick I heard about is involving computer networking, surprisingly enough. Not networking per se, but just a few seconds with one of these heat guns can really soften up a lot of the spaghetti of wires and allow you to organize them and adjust them and get them routed exactly how you want when they're warm and a lot more pliable. So that's all there is to say about it. To prevent it from starting things on fire and killing the battery, it does have like a flip lockout, kind of like paddle switch grinders. So it has a lockout to prevent accidental operation, but also has a trigger lock in case you want to set it down and maybe hold something in front of it. This one only had the kind of wide directional nozzle. There's also another nozzle where it has like a little metal finger that's more optimized for heat shrink tubing, so it kind of helps prevent the heat from, overheating stuff behind whatever you're shrinking. So, after a lot of blabbing, the worst thing about this heat gun is the fact that the bare tool only MSRP is $100. It's absolutely outrageous. I only paid 15 bucks for it, but even like quote unquote, it's not old since it's still the same model that they've been selling for like a long time, I think almost 10 years. Even budget stock on like eBay and those kind of places, 80 bucks. So I think for a little heat gun, battery powered, DeWalt's charging a whole lot of extra markup just because of probably low sales volumes. There's enough volume to keep them selling it, but only if they have like some massive amount of markup. So it doesn't take too long, and we've got this piece of shrink tubing about as small as it really seems to want to get. This is a metal file, so the tubing isn't going to shrink all the way at the very end. But nonetheless, it does heat up pretty fast and is great in situations like heat shrink tubing. Another advantage in automotive and service applications is just a little bit of heat from this, especially when you're close. I mean, this thing will get hundreds and hundreds of degrees very quickly. Is softening up plastic connectors, wire, terminal connectors, those types of things. If you get a little bit of heat on them, a little bit of warmth, it really can soften up the plastic and really make them just a lot more compliant and a lot easier to deal with. When it comes to plastic tips or clips and that type of stuff that are notorious for failing on breaking on automotive interiors, once again, heat just can soften up the plastics and reduce the likelihood of them actually breaking. So once you have one of these, and that's the convenience, is even though it is battery powered and uses up batteries super fast, You're not trying to remove wallpaper with it. And it's not going to put out the kind of, 1200 watts, 1500 watts like corded paint remover heat guns and wallpaper removing heat guns. I do like that it is designed with this little kind of feedy, so it is designed specifically to set it up on its back so that, if it's sideways, you don't run any risk of maybe bumping into it. Heat rises, so it allows it to self-cool more quickly. And before I'm a buffoon, it actually says right here 550 degrees and 990 degrees. So 500, basically 500 or 1,000 degrees on between low and high. On these, I wish they would have a separate switch. I guess you can't have low fan speed on the high temperature because you're at risk of the tool melting itself down. But it'd be nice to be able to have a high fan speed on the lower temperature where you want just a little bit more airflow, but just not quite as much heat, or even something even better, like perhaps a temperature dial like many of the corded versions have, or like levels 1 through 6. Which is a particularly relevant request since DeWalt is MSRPing this tool only for $100, $150 with a basic battery and charger. I mean, it is, if you're going to charge that much for a heat gun, which is a little cheesy fan and a little heating element, at least give it some options. Oh, almost forgot to mention, we do have a cheesy, like a really cheesy basic little LED light. So when you're running it, it doesn't even have like the delay. It's just like I guess in certain dark places, it may help you out. I guess it's technically better than nothing, but not by much. Oh, I forgot to cut that. And I'm opening this up, if we can. I didn't forget. Oh, it's just... Took a lot of fidgeting at these clamshells. For some reason, this little filler in the back, were really kind of stuck in the case halves, and then they have like a little alignment pin there that's still kind of hot, and that was really jammed up. Really had to go around with a screwdriver. Most times these case halves just come right apart. So it isn't the simplest. There is a little chopper board here, and that's exactly what this is. At full output, it just basically directly connects the battery to the motor and to the heating element, high speed and maximum power. On low power mode, this is essentially doing, and this is even V1.4, we have a little aluminum heatsink which is attached to that little transistor, and what it's doing is it's just at a certain frequency. I'm not sure what frequency that is. Maybe it's 10 hertz or 1,000 or 10,000 hertz, but it's just turning on and off the power at a specific frequency to average the output to be 50% of whatever full power is. This uses a little micro switch. Here's a little bracket to hold the trigger switch. As I said earlier, it just has an absolutely super cheesy, just little DC brush motor. We've got a couple little capacitors on the back of it just to, I guess, reduce a little bit of the noise that's, generated by the little brush motor. I guess to reduce interference with this little controller unit here. Kind of a little bit of an interesting fan design rather than just being like straight blades. It's a very odd kind of linear centrifugal. So it's actually pulling air in right through these gaps here, throwing it to the side of this housing, and since there's pressure, that generates pressure to force it out through here. And maybe it's because of that pressure differential that they chose that kind of design. So maybe a little bit more complex inside with that chopper circuit, but still, it's not something that's worth $100. I just feel a little bit sour about how much they're charging for such a simple little tool like this. And that's legitimate. I mean, this is a DCD 791 brushless 2-speed half-inch hammer drill. So DeWalt has like, I guess 4 now. There's this, there is the, as far as brushless half-inch drills, there's this, there's the atomic one, there's the DCD 995 to 996, and I guess the 999. So they have a few of them now, but nonetheless, this thing has a whole clutch system in it, 2-speed gearbox with a whole bunch of gears, chuck, brushless motor controller. You know, this one has the super bright light on it. The MSRP on this drill is $150, and it is literally, I mean, 5 times more complicated in the amount of engineering and just the value of parts inside it than this heat gun. Other than that, there's the review of the DeWalt DCE 530. Not a lot of videos on this tool because it's kind of obscure. They actually are surprisingly handy when you have one of them. It is obviously because of, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but it is super light because of the lack of internals. Also, which I guess is an argument, doesn't support belt clips. And on a tool like this, you know, one thing is too likely for you to accidentally burn yourself by hanging it off your belt. But there's so many times when a tool like this is something you would want hanging off your belt, because whatever your plastic connectors, wires, hoses, tubing, etc. I forgot to mention that. Trying to get air tubings and stuff over barb fittings heated up a little bit, man, makes the whole job a lot easier. A lot of times when you would want to have this hanging off your belt, and most people using one of these would be relatively aware enough to not burn themselves. But I would still rather have that option. So anyway, the DeWalt, slightly overpriced battery operated heat gun. Haven't done a cordless tool video in a while, so I'd throw this one out there. Anyway, thanks for watching.